Cosmopolitan magazine, they wanted to be the Playboy of women. They openly admit that we lied to a generation of women just to sell you products.
We created this fantasy world. The Cosmo girl, at least in the beginning, before a lot of women began to buy into it, the Cosmo girl was just a sexual fantasy. She was a marketer's dream. She would work hard. She was on the pill. She would get an abortion. They weren't going to have to fire her for being pregnant because she was never going to get pregnant. She didn't press for working women's rights. She didn't press for family rights. She didn't press for child care. She just worked hard and for the corporation. Basically, she was a man. If you can convince a woman that everything is about her, then she has to buy a whole bunch of stuff to make herself so wonderful. Why was Cosmos so successful? Because it attracted advertisers. Why did it attract advertisers? Because it worked.
Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha HaKodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that have taught us this truth that a conscious will and well through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom to my beloved brethren that are out there pushing this word wholeheartedly in truth and in sincerity, that are not wavering to the left nor to the right, but constantly stand on that straight and narrow, fighting for your crowns in these last days that we are truly living in. Hearty shalom to the Israelite foreigners, those that may be scattered abroad throughout the four winds of the earth. Also shalom to the few sisters, the Akwafs that are out there as well. I'm the brother Ira, Lord willing, coming back with another lesson, Lord willing, edifying, feed the lambs of the Lord. And I'm going to entitle this lesson, Esau has advertently turned you feminist women into hating the Bible. Okay? And the clip that I just played was by the ex-writer of the Cosmopolitan, Sue Ellen Broader, okay? Which Sue Ellen Broader, she's still living to this day. She was born about 1946, so she's about 77 years old. And she's feeling regrets about how she helped lie and put forth this propaganda into woman buying to this very day. All right, and she's still alive, seeing the outcome of the lies that they put forth. Okay, all right, and so she's speaking up, you know, and bringing out everything that was told to be done according to the Cosmopolitan. All right, and they created this fictional girl, and now this is how the average woman is today. She gotta have the makeup, she gotta have the lipstick, she gotta have the nails done, she gotta have the eyelashes. All right, and it's just gotten way worse. And then the cherry on top was the feminism. All right, being a feminist, okay, which being a feminist has destroyed the mindset of the average woman today. Okay, all right, where, you know, being a feminist, they made you believe that you're equal to a man. All right, and being a feminist had nothing to do with being equal to a man. That was the disguise in order to make women actually think that they are superior to a man and become the man. Because now you have a lot of women that are walking around with masculine energy. And then even with the men, now you have a lot of men walking around with feminine energy. Okay, the roles have been reversed, which goes back into what? Bible prophecy, man. All right, that what? A woman shall compass a man. This was going to be a new thing in the earth. That's what the Lord said was going to happen, right? Let me grab that real fast, okay, in the book of Jeremiah. All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord have created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. All right, a woman shall compass a man. Okay, and these Edomites have studied our people. Okay? These Edomites have studied our people. They have done a diligent search. And this is how they shot at you. They wanted you to, on a broader scale, be totally against the Bible. All right? And majority of the women, they don't like order. When you try to correct a woman in these times, you try to tell that a woman is better being in her femininity, because being a feminist and being and a woman being feminine is two different things, right? Um, they call men controlling, and they got other different terms where they belittle men because of the right structure that Yahweh Shema Shai, or the roles that Yahweh Shema Shai have gave between both parties, man and woman, right? There's a structure, there's an order of things, right? Which I'm gonna get that in a second, but let's read in Psalms chapter 64. Um, Psalm 64:4. It says, "They that may shoot in secret at the perfect," who is the perfect? The Israelites. Okay, dealing with the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, right? And out of the Israelites, we also have Israelite women. Okay, right? So not only is Esau shooting at the men, but he's also shooting at the woman as well. Okay, and this is where he can cause division. He could set the woman against the man and the man against the woman. Okay, and Esau done that to a T. Now the men are against the woman, or the woman is against the man. Right? Which goes back to the curses that have been placed upon us. But look how our people have become to a low level in these last days. You see? Right? All off of believing in these different ideologies and different philosophies instead of sticking to the actual scripts. Okay, what the scripts say, the scripts actually build happy homes, but we don't even have happy homes anymore. You have homes that have been broken up and divided. The woman take the children, the man is doing his own thing because he can't find no peace, no rest in his home. He doesn't have a pillar of rest, but he has a scorpion and a dragon that he got to deal with when he fights the world and he got to come home, man. You know, Esau did a good job at creating chaos, all right, in your small sanctuary, right? Psalm 64:4 again, it says, they may shoot in secret at the perfect, suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil manner, they commune of lying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? Right? And that's why, Sue Ellen Broader, she's now coming out, giving forth her testimony of the wickedness that they have pushed in the world. Okay? But it's too late, right? There ain't gonna be no forgiveness because now you see the repercussions of the actions behind the agenda that was set forth, right? It says they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thoughts of every one of them, and the heart is deep. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow, certainly shall they be wounded. So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So Sue Ellen Broader, her tongue is pretty much just falling upon itself, which the Lord said was going to happen, right? And now she wants to say now she regrets. Let's go over here real fast to this small little piece where she says she regrets what she done, right? It's supposed to be episode 56. Former Cosmopolitan writer regrets the lie she helped sell to woman Sue Ellen Broader, which I'm not going to read all into the article, but Lord willing, I'll just post the article in the description box below, okay? But I'm going to go to this video real fast and we'll go to some more scriptures. It's about a 4-minute clip. We're just going to jump into this and watch some of this right here, see what this says. This is the interview.
Now, Helen Gurley Brown, the editor of Cosmo, you had some interesting conversations with her and you learned some interesting things you share in your book about how Cosmo got across a certain philosophy or message to women at the time. Can you share more about that?
Right. She taught that sex without the kids and hard work will set you free. That was that Gurley Brown's philosophy. She was had been a copywriter in California. She was one of the biggest advertising copywriters in the country. She was very good at what she did. And then she took Cosmopolitan, which had been a homemaker's magazine, and turned it into a sex rag, basically. And it was very, very popular in those days. Cosmo was the hottest women's magazine in the nation. And that was her philosophy. Hard work and sex without the kids will set you free. She didn't have children. She was married, but she didn't have children, nor did she want them. She said children were more of a nuisance than a blessing. And you could get married, but you should have abortions, or you should use the pill. And if the pill failed, you should have an abortion.
Can you tell me more how she instructed you and other writers, to sell her particular ideology?
We made up a lot of those stories. It was just, for example, a young woman, her name is Mia. She goes to Paris. She meets a man on the Champs-Elysees. That night, they fall in love. They fall in love that day. They go to hotel on the left bank, and the next morning, she knows that she's in love. It's all beautiful. It's all made up. There was no Mia. There was no hotel on the left bank. It was all an illusion. And we created this fantasy world. The Cosmo Girl, at least in the beginning, before a lot of women began to buy into it, the Cosmo Girl was just a sexual fantasy. She was a marketer's dream, however, because she would work hard, and she was on the pill, and she would get an abortion, so they weren't going to have to fire her for being pregnant, because she was never going to get pregnant. Okay, she didn't press for working women's rights. She didn't press for family rights. She didn't press for child care. She just worked hard and for the corporation. Basically, she was a man.
So it would make sense. I mean, Helen Gurley Brown's sexual revolution. Then, what was abortion to them? How did abortion fit in with their plans?
Well, first of all, Helen Gurley Brown, I don't know if she ever had an abortion. She did not get married until she was 37. She was married for 50 years to the same man. But the reason abortion fit into her plans of the way women should get ahead was because she was selling the life that corporate America wanted women to live. So that they could have women working, but they wouldn't have to mess around with all that.
So in that way, pregnant women and moms were an inconvenience to Helen Gurley Brown, just like they were.
Woo, you see, and back in them earlier days, people were actually smarter, all right, because they were reading these things. I would equate, women reading these magazines is just the equivalence of them watching these so-called reality shows today, But this is what Esau put out there to deceive a lot of you women, man. And it worked very well, because had our people would have stuck to what the scriptures say, there wouldn't be these issues that are going on today. But it shows you that our people have become what? Destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Matter of fact, let me just grab that real fast in Jeremiah chapter 4, before I go to my next script, 4:22, I believe. Okay. Jeremiah 4:22, for my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, to do good. They have no knowledge. So our people, particularly in this case, our women, have bought into the propaganda and the lies on this is how to be an actual woman. Okay. But when you go into the scriptures speak about who was the woman created for, right? Who was the woman created for? Let's read that. Who was the woman created for? Okay, Genesis 2:18. And the Lord power said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet for him. Okay, now real fast, let's go to the word woman, because most women don't even know what the word means. Okay, and this is part of the problem today. All right, most women don't know what the word woman means. So let's look it up. Okay, Let's look it up. Let's look up what woman means. Let's go to the online etymology. Online etymology goes into the origin of words. So let's just look it up what woman means. Right? Woman, adult female human. Woman, alternative wife man, plural wife man, woman, female servant. So that's what the woman was created for, to be a servant unto her man. But with feminism, woman being feminist, it tells you that you're equal to a man. You see what I'm saying? Which goes against the ordinance of the Bible, okay? And this is why Esau advertently, okay, what does the word advertently mean? In a careful, deliberate manner, okay? He had intentions to deter your mind from the true rightful ways, that how a woman is really supposed to be. And they fed you nothing but lies. They gave you this Cosmo girl, this fake character, and they made you believe that this was an actual character. This is how you're supposed to live. And our woman are acting out exactly what Esau put out there to this very day. Okay? All right? They have become minstress women. You know? Independent. They don't need no man. They bring themselves to the table. Okay? They hate men. Right? When Yahweh Shai made the harmony between a man and a woman something beautiful. Because men have their particular role and women have their particular role. All right? Men, yes, will be the provider, the security. All right? And woman will be, the help in the household. Okay? But now the roles have become reversed. Now women only want a monogamous lifestyle. And then when she gets a man, the roles have become reversed. That's my man. That's how women look at men today. That's my man. Right? So in other words, women have turned men into possessions when the woman is supposed to be the man's possession. Slocky, I'm going to come back to the Genesis real fast. Let me get this in Sirach, okay? Sirach, chapter 36, verse 24. It says, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. As I mentioned earlier, when men go and fight the world today, make it through work, deal with all the battles that they got to dealing with these individuals, come home. What does a man come home to? Chaos, okay? The scriptures describe, dealing with certain women that it's better not to even deal with them because you're going to be dealing with a scorpion, and that's what these women have become nowadays, okay? Right? So Sirach chapter 25, verse 23. A wicked woman abateth the courage, making an heavy countenance, and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress, making weak hands and feeble knees. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. All right, matter of fact, I got to read up some more. Verse 16, that's what I was looking for. I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. Majority of these women are wicked, man, because they're like scorpions. All right? Constantly fighting, masculine energy, and men don't want to deal with that shit, man. You see what I'm saying? But this is because of what Esau has implanted in your mind. He planted this seed in your mind, and it has sprouted. These philosophies, these ideas have sprouted in the majority woman mind. Not all women, but majority woman's mind. These wicked ideas have sprouted in their minds. And now look at our women today, totally destroyed. Why? Because they have a lack of knowledge. They're wise to evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. When good was right in their household the whole time. Because majority of the Israelite women that are out there, they got Bibles in their homes, but they don't really follow the Bible, which means that Esau did a good job at making you be against the Most High and His Son. That's what Esau did. He made it to where women are not down with righteousness. They not down with the Lord. Esau did that. This is Genesis 2:18 again. And the Lord power said, "It is not good that man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet for him." And the Lord power caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Lord power had taken from man made he a woman and brought her unto man. And Adam said, "This is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man." Okay. Now, to get a deeper understanding, because most people think that it's talking about, Adam actually, the woman actually was a rib from Adam. Okay. Which people don't have no understanding of what that's talking about. Eve was just from the same lineage as Adam. That she was a part of the Adamites, okay, during that time period, right? And bone of my bone, meaning that they were family, okay, of the same nation. Let's go to Judges chapter 9. Let's start at verse 1. It says, "And Abimelech, the son of Jerubbaal, went to Shechem unto his mother's brethren, and communed with them, and with all the family of the house of his mother's father, saying, Speak, I pray you, in the ears of all the men of Shechem, whether it is better for you either that all the sons of Jerubbaal, which are 70 reign over you, or that one reign over you. Remember also that I am your bone and your flesh." Okay, all right, because it was a part of our customs to actually raise up a king over or a judge over our people. Okay, right. And his mother, and it would be those of the same lineage of the same household, okay, or family line. It says, "And his mother's brethren spake of him in the ears of all the men of Shechem all these words, and their heart inclined to follow Abimelech, for they said, He is our brother." Okay, you see what I'm saying? All right, so that's what it means. She was of the bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. Okay, she was of the same lineage of Adam, okay? Because back in the garden, you also had different nations, right? But that's another lesson for another time, okay? Going back into Genesis chapter 2 and verse 24 now, it says, "Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh." Because once a man penetrates a woman, cuts the flesh, all right, of a virgin, all right, that woman and that man become one flesh. That woman cleaves unto that man, okay? And in this society that we live in today, right, everything is totally done backwards, all right? But back in the ancient times, the woman would stick to that one man. But now what do we have in this society? Promiscuous women, okay, that are at liberty to do as they please. That's why the scriptures say, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease," all right? Because these ways that the devil has given you, all these different liberties and all these different avenues to destroy yourself, is not how you should be, as especially being the daughters of Zion. Okay, all right. You ought to carry yourself in a better manner, right? Let me see. Let me see. Where is it at? Is it Isaiah 28? Slack, bear with me for a second. Rise up, ye woman. Oh, 32. Okay, 32 and 9. The water Yabashim Shai. This is Isaiah chapter 32, verse 9. It says, Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. All right, so what is the speech that you women are supposed to give ear unto? Is the words of Yahweh by Shema Shai, you know? All right, and all right, these words are also going to reach the sisters, you know, because there are going to be sisters that are going to turn back to Yahweh by Shema Shai in these last days, okay? And you know, they're going to be saved as they do so, okay? As they follow the scriptures accordingly, you know, right? It says, verse 10, many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vengeance shall fail, the gathering shall not come. All right. And as we're seeing America getting ready to fall, as we're seeing this society collapse, okay, the prophecies coming to pass, now you're having women that are actually getting their mind right. They're turning back to the Lord. All right. They're listening to the prophets. Okay. They're being in silence. And then you got them other women that are actually being proud, okay? And they're not going to make it at least they repent, all right? But you're going to have a small amount of women that are going to actually do according to what the scriptures say, learn in silence, listen. But for the majority of the women, they're not going to get right, all right? They've totally been seduced by the devil's witchcraft, okay? And that's why most men have a hard time dealing with these women, okay? And the Lord's going to get them in the end, all right? The Lord's going to get majority of these women in the end because of how they have done all manners of evil, okay? And the Lord and continuously still doing manners of evil, all right, to particular men, you know, putting men on child support, taking the children away, calling, accusing, calling the police on certain men, you know what I mean? Accusing them of doing certain things which they have not done, putting them in jail, all right, for them to just be a victim of the system, you know, caught up in the system. You know, a lot of women have a lot of blood on their hands that they got to pay for, man, you know. But as you see, as I'm showing you, how Esau has advertently, he has deceived the majority of these women, okay? And he has taken them from the actual scriptures, all right? Because Esau doesn't want you to follow the ways of the scriptures, all right? Esau doesn't want you women to be a loving wife, okay? A pillar of rest to your husband. He wants you to be lewd. He wants you to be loose. He wants you to be out here jumping from Tom, Dick, Harry. He wants you to be to live that swingers lifestyle. You look what's going on in Texas. Syphilis cases are at an all-time high because of all the unprotected sex, okay? The abortion rate is at an all-time high, okay? Right? This is all due to what the devil put out there, man. So let's play a little bit more of this video, and then we're going to grab a couple scriptures and close out, you know, because I didn't want to make this too long, you know? Advertently. That's the word I had gotten, okay? Advertently, okay? Right, which yep, we already got that, so let's go back to this.
They were to a lot of employers.
There was a secret that nobody knew, is that mothers were not actually in the magazine. You never saw a mother in the magazine. You never saw a child in the magazine. You know, propaganda is half-truth, selected truth, and truth out of context. It isn't just a bunch of lies. And one thing that people don't recognize about propaganda when they look at it is look for the things that aren't there. The things that are invisible. The mother and the child was invisible in the Cosmo Girl philosophy.
So Helen Gurley Brown, she has this magazine. There's no kids, there's no women, there's no pregnancy.
The actual way that a woman's supposed to be was invisible. But the way that a woman ain't supposed to be was put at the forefront. Woo! That's what you call the craftiness of the devil right there for you, okay? All right, let's keep going though.
It's about sex, it's about products, it's about this materialism.
Right.
How did that flesh with her own lifestyle? Because from all accounts, she married one guy and expected him to be faithful to her and lived her life out with him.
Right. They were married for 50 years. Remember, she didn't get married until she was 37. And Helen said that this was the way she had lived in the beginning. This is how she got so far ahead. She urged young women to sleep their way to the top. Sleep with the boss if he's a married man. And she said it's good to sleep with a married man.
Women sleeping with her married husband. So that was more other people should live that lifestyle. Not her and her family.
Not her family, not her husband, especially not her husband.
There you have it. And that's why we say, when it comes down to these devils, man, they're crafty, they're tricky. Okay, you can't believe everything you see. All right, but the scriptures say what in Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and 10, right? It says, never trust thine enemy. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. All right. And this is also for the woman as well. You see, that was an Edomite woman that pushed forth this agenda. Okay. And look how much damage it has done in its society, along with other women that have came out over the years. Margaret Sanger. Who's the other one? I forget her name, but she brought forth she was a part of the CIA, brought forth the feminist movement. I forget her name, at the moment, it slips my mind. But if it comes back to me, I'll say it, But you see, also the Edomite woman as well, you got to beware of her as well, It says, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. You see? Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at thy last remember my words and be pricked wherewith. All right, so there you go. Okay, you're not supposed to trust, all right, these Edomites, man. All right, but look how everything has been turned upside down. Okay. And a lot of these women that push forth these vibrations, these agendas, they actually have actual husbands. They actually have children behind the closed doors and in the spotlight. Just like a lot of these entertainers, what they do is they show you them acting like hoes, doing all manner sorts of evil, and then they going straight home to their husband after they did their wicked deed, and made you believe that they really live in that type of lifestyle, All right, when majority of them have actual husbands at home and children, and they don't want their children to be exposed to that type of vibration. All right, but our people they fall for the wickedness, and that's why, at the end of the day, Esau, he ain't gonna get away with his wickedness, nor the she devil as well. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna end it with that, because I don't want to keep this going. I pretty much made the point. I'm gonna end it off with Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. All right. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 15. It says, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. All right, because right now you can see the shame of our people, right? And that's what these other nations are looking at. The shame and the nakedness of our people. How our people fell from our glory, okay? And we fell all the way to the bottom. Because seeing our woman with skimpy ass clothes on, being hoes out in the streets, disrespecting a man, being loud, boisterous, clamorous, becoming adulterous. All right, it's a shame, Why these other nations, they don't promote this amongst their women. Their women are in order, They women take care of the children. They women respect the men. They women are dressed in modest apparel, you know. But as for the Israelite woman, the Israelite woman is through, except for the exceptions that are out there that Yahweh Bashim Abishai is preserving. Okay? But the scripture says, woe that have given these ideologies unto their neighbor. This is what Esau have done unto our people, man. Okay? So destruction is going to come to these devils, man, because of what they have done. You see? It says verse 16, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. Because guess what? Also, who is being affected is the Edomite woman as well. Okay, you know. So what Esau pushed for our people is also affecting their people as well. Okay, you know. All right. So the Lord is having, you know, you devils fall from your heaven as of right now as we speak, you know, because you got a lot of Edomites, a woman, as reports go, that they're no longer procreating with you Edomite men. Now they run over to Jake. They run over to Jake's now, and you Edomites hate that, you know. Now you got a lot of Edomite women that are you know, out there promiscuous and doing all type of shit, you know, which these other women don't matter, but now they're starting to look shameful. All your wickedness is coming out, you know, and then at the end of the ordeal, at least I should say, the Lord is still going to come back, and He's still going to bring forth that judgment upon your whole nation, you know, all right, for what you did to His people. All right, so you gave them that strong drink. Okay, you gave them these different philosophies, you gave them these different ways on how they should live. Okay, but nevertheless, the Lord's going to pay you back for everything that you have done to His people. Okay, so I just kind of want to just report on that. Lord willing, you have been edified. With that, I'm gonna say shalom. On to the next. Shalom.